Oh, hello. This tale is called The Urban Fox and is all about hunting. They say that the thrill of hunting is all in the chase. Come on, Spindleshakes, run! But they think it's all in the killing. Myself. Once upon a time, in a busy inner city, there lived a fox called Elvis. Elvis had been born and bred in the city and had never seen the countryside. He'd never killed a lamb or eaten a fresh chicken in his life. He lived off takeaways in a semi-detached den underneath a garden shed that belonged to Mr. and Mrs. Smith and their daughter, Parker. Parker and Elvis were firm friends who loved to sit and watch the sun go down through a purple haze of exhaust fumes. One day, a new family moved into the street. Lord Percy Blunderbuss, his wife Lady Davinia, and their two right honourable children, Pierce and Tamara, had moved up from the country. Elvis and Parker had never seen so much furniture in all their lives. What do you think they want those for? Asked Parker, pointing at 5 gun racks, several tack boxes, and a large metal case marked "Death Traps, open with extreme caution." "Don't ask," gulped Elvis. "And look over there. What do they want those for?" The following morning, all was revealed when Mr. and Mrs. Smith received a visit from Pierce and Tamara. "Hello," boomed Pierce. "How's it hanging, Gramps? Just getting to know the natives, what?" "Hello," screeched Tamara. "I'm a little sister." "Have you come to meet Parker?" asked Mrs. Smith. "Does she have a Porsche?" "No." "Does she holiday in St. Lucia?" "No." "Is she stinking rich, then?" "She gets £1 a week pocket money." "Then why would we want to know her?" "Absolutely. Thing is, we've got to sort out the old sporting business now. What? Wondered if you could assist." "We're not really sporty people," said Mr. Smith. "Unless you count bingo." "Bingo? Oh, how common. Not our bag at all. Is there a stag hunting club round here? Or pheasant shooting? Or bear baiting? Oh, I told Mumsy and Popsy we should never have moved to the city. Your average bloke from the smoke can't understand that for a sport to be a real sport, there's got to be killing." "Have you got servants?" Tamara asked suddenly. No." "Thought not. House is filthy. Still, can't be helped. You're probably rather poor, aren't you? Mind if we take a look around?" He didn't wait for an answer. "Gadzooks, it's a fox!" "Vermin!" shrieked Tamara. "That's Elvis," said Mr. Smith. "Don't care if it's Big Bopper and the Blue Notes, it's got to go." "What do you mean, got to go?" said Parker. "He's my pet." "Was your pet? Leave it to the experts. We know what to do." "What do you mean?" said Mrs. Smith. But the Blunderbuss children had gone. "Tally-ho, sis! Flock up!" Half an hour later, a bugle sounded. "They're going fox hunting." "There'll be trouble if they trample my begonias." "Oh, listen to me. Here's me going on about my flowers, and it's you they're hunting to death, Elvis. What are we going to do to save you?" "Don't worry about Elvis. Those are country hounds, and this is a city fox. They'll never catch him. He's far too streetwise." Then the urban fox covered his scent with a squirt of perfume and shot out through the cat flap to meet the hounds head on. 6 gardens down, the bugle sounded for a second time. Tally-ho! Now, foxes are the most cunning creatures on Earth. The gardens were too small for Elvis to run away, so his plan was to blend in with the city and make himself invisible. In the first garden, he stood next to a family of gnomes. The hunt steamed by without so much as a second glance. "They've got the fox's scent," bellowed Piers, foaming slightly at the mouth. In the second garden, Elvis lounged by the swimming pool with a good book and a fruit cocktail. "Hello," waved Tamara as she galloped past. "Lovely day for it." And in the third garden, he curled himself into the shape of a satellite dish. The dogs stopped and sniffed and whined and barked, but they couldn't see him. "Onward!" bellowed Piers. By now, the hunt had left a trail of destruction in its wake. Knocked down fences, flattened flower beds, twisted climbing frames. There was a punctured paddling pool, a cracked patio, a bent barbecue, and one unlucky potting shed. In the fourth garden, Elvis thought about disguising himself as a table tennis ball, but decided he was too big. He thought about disguising himself as a golf club, but couldn't work out where to hide his tail. He even thought about disguising himself as a penalty spot, but he couldn't make himself flat enough. In the end, he disguised himself as a croquet hoop and did such a good job that the dogs ran right underneath him. "Blast that fox! Where is he?" thundered Piers in his fury. In the fifth garden, the urban fox pretended to be an urban burglar, and the hunt sailed by as if an urban burglar was the most normal sight in the world. "I'm getting rather tired," complained Tamara. In the sixth garden, Elvis disguised himself as a bird bath. In the seventh, as a crunchy-munchy machine for chewing up weeds. In the eighth, as a shopping trolley. In the ninth, as a hammock. In the 10th, as a rotating washing line, which fooled the hunt completely. And in the 11th... well, there was no 11th, because in the 11th garden, the police were waiting to arrest Tamara and Piers for criminal damage. But Tamara and Piers did not want to go to prison. "Head for the hills!" shouted Piers, and they rode off into the distance like Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Only difference was they never found the hills, because in that city there were none. They went to ground in the sewers, which is where they're still hiding today. More that, they're too scared to come out, lest the city police should hunt them down like foxes. That wretched urban fox has given Spindleshanks ideas. He's cleverly disguised himself as a brick wall so that me and my horsewhip will never be able to find him again. Well, I can't see him, can you? Oh, look! Who's built this brick wall on my table? I guess I'd better knock it down.